Maybe it was never about the six-pack abs, but a thick neck. So what am I talking about? You know how when we wanted to start the gym, it was always about trying to get that six-pack abs that we saw online. And you know how we used to watch YouTube videos on how to get six-pack abs in 10 minutes, and that was basically how we got ourselves involved in this fitness journey. Well, nowadays it's a thick neck. If you really think about it, right, when you look at a physique, what really makes a guy stands out with his physique, where he's got like a very masculine frame, a strong frame with high authority, that kind of physique. When you really think about it, or when you look at those photos, it's always dudes with a thick neck, right? When you have a thin neck, even if you look really jacked, really buff, you will somewhat look off. And you'll know exactly what I mean when you look up, buff people, and you'll see some of them with skinny-ish necks, and then you're like, oh, his physique looks kind of off. So make sure to train neck when you're in the gym, and do not, I'm telling you, do not be shameful about training neck in the gym, and do not give a fuck about what other people think about you. I'm telling you, a lot of people, right, that say, man, these exercises look weird as hell. I'm not gonna do them when I'm in the gym because what if people stare at me? What if people come up to me and they ask, bro, number one, no one gives a shit about what you do in the gym. Even if they see you do a really weird exercise, they are not gonna judge you. They're gonna carry on about with the day. And even if they do go up to you, what they're gonna do is they're gonna go up and ask with just a like genuine curiosity. They're not gonna judge you. I was training neck last week. I was doing neck curls, plated neck curls, and the neck extensions, whatever. And there was this one guy. He came up to me and he was like, "Yo, bro, what are those exercises for?" Right? And we actually had a pretty like awesome conversation about it because he studies sports science, sports physiology, I think, and so he knows a lot about exercising and how to stay healthy and all that stuff. And yeah, he was pretty curious and sort of, I guess, amazed at the stuff I was doing, like the neck training with the plates. He was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen people, like Formula One drivers. They train it with these bands and all these equipments, but I've never seen anyone do it with the plates, and that's pretty sick." So the thing is, when people see you doing something kind of weird, in this case it'll be neck training, they're not gonna judge you because why the hell would they? They don't even know what that is, so they can't tell if it's right or wrong, right? So just don't give a fuck about what people think and just go and train neck in the gym. When I do it, I don't feel shameful. I don't feel weird. I don't worry about other people looking at me. I actually feel pretty good if other people look at me because I don't know, like what's so bad about it? You should be proud of yourself for training a muscle that 99% of people on this planet do not train when they hit the gym. So this having a thick neck will really, really make you stand out from the rest. Another reason why people say they don't want to train neck is they say that they want to have a sleeper physique, and what else was it? Having a thick neck is kind of looks maxing, where you're just trying to improve your aesthetics, right? And you're putting too much emphasis on the aesthetics, not on the practicality of the muscles. And bro, what's so wrong about focusing on aesthetics if it truly makes you feel better about yourself? It improves your confidence. And the thing is, at the same time, having a thick neck is actually it's pretty damn practical because it improves how you hold your posture. It prevents you from having head injuries because the neck really, really stabilizes your neck. So you're probably not gonna get into a car accident or any high force injuries like that. But in the case that you do get into it, why not have a thick neck in advance, right? Just in case, like you never know. And it having a thick neck also prevents you from having headaches and all sort of stuff. Dr. Andrew Huberman talks a lot about this, so probably watch one of his neck training videos or thick neck benefits, something like that. But yeah, man, just go and train neck, have a thick ass neck. There's nothing harmful about it. there's been a bit of research on sleep apnea and neck size, and all this fear mongering stuff about, oh, having a thick neck, it could cause you to lose sleep, it could cause you to have sleep apnea, you stop breathing in your sleep, all this stuff. The thing is, they never looked into the difference between correlation and causation. So what's correlation in this case? People say having a big and thick neck causes sleep apnea, but what they don't realize is sleep apnea is actually caused from people that are overweight. And when they're overweight, like a bit of obesity in this case, right? When you're overweight in that case, you are going to have a thicker neck. And when you have a thicker neck, in that case, the size of your neck is big, it leads to sleep apnea. So then what do? People link sleep apnea with having a thick neck. So then they say, don't train your neck, because if your neck gets muscular, it's going to get big and you're going to get sleep apnea. What they don't realize is it's actually the fat contents in your body, right? In your neck and whatever, that's causing the sleep apnea. They don't actually do any research on guys that have a thick neck purely based on, muscle. So then people just say don't train your neck, it's gonna cause sleep apnea, but they never look into whether it's actually the muscles in your neck that gives it the size that's actually causing the sleep apnea. And if you watch, I watched this guy called Natural Hypertrophy. He's actually debunked this, and he said a bunch of bodybuilders, when they train their neck and have a muscular neck, it has no effect on the sleep. They sleep just fine, no sleep apnea, nothing. But when they were bulking and their neck was getting bigger, then the sleep apnea happened, because when they were bulking, they were putting on a bit of fat as well. So then the sleep apnea happened, but when they went on a cut and retained their neck size, all the sleep problems were gone. So don't worry, just keep training your neck. It's not gonna give you sleep apnea. The bodybuilding scene is, I guess they don't really know how to do research that well, and they just fear monger everyone and all that stuff. But yeah, just train your neck, and if you do see any fear mongering stuff going around in the community, just make sure to do your own research and really find out about the science behind it. Really think critically about whether it is correlation or causation, right? It's not a causation with muscle and sleep apnea, it's just a correlation between having a thick neck and sleep apnea, and then they link the thick neck with having a muscular neck. But it really is just about obese people that have a thicker neck because of their fat content. So yeah, just make sure and go and train your neck. There's absolutely no excuses not to train your neck. Wait, there is absolutely, no excuse to not train your neck. It's gonna give you great results. It's gonna make your physique look better. You're gonna feel more confident, and it also has a lot of health benefits for you. Gonna keep you healthy, keep your spine healthy, prevents you from having those nasty injuries. So yeah, just make sure you train your neck. And that's all for this video. Goodbye. I'll see you in the next one.